Hi, Gretchen. How are you? Welcome back. It's like I haven't left this office. No, I have. I've barely been here. I just wanted to say hi to everyone. It's been so nice to me, sending me notes. Hi, Creative. Hi, my dog named Bo. So great to see you. Thank you. I appreciate the prayers. If you're praying for patience for me, please stop. Up to here with it. Patience is hard. I don't want anyone praying for patience because, then the Lord tests you. And I've had enough testing for the last year and a half. You've been thinking about us. Well, I'll give you a little update. I'll wait a little bit. But people have been so kind. And I mean, not that I'm surprised. It's that I'm surprised. People have just been lovely. And I thought I'm going to talk to my husband first, but I think I'm going to do a separate channel, or at least maybe a TikTok, because my husband's relatively young, right? I mean, he's young. He just turned like April 17th, he turned 67. So he's young in respect to memory issues. And I can remember when I was at Clare Bridge, which is one of the memory care facilities here. It's the oldest. It's the oldest assisted living that does memory care here in Tallahassee. And I ran the nursing side of it. And there were very few younger people, I mean, under 70, that were in that facility. But now from my research, it's much more prevalent. Kind of like autism, when we were younger, autism wasn't diagnosed, wasn't prevalent, especially nonverbal. I mean, that is really, for whatever reason, taken off. So I thought about doing a TikTok or something, like quick updates on what it's like to have early onset dementia. I mean, it's hard for me to say out loud, to be honest with you. It blows my mind. It really does. And it's been such, I get so teary, so I apologize. I don't even know the word, but it's such a stark change. Like, it's so unbelievable. We'd always like, compared to, if we're talking sports, FSU, the Lakers, the Knicks, the Rams, those are his teams. The Knicks more than the Lakers, but he knows the Lakers because of his brother. University of Florida football, basketball, statistics, he is on point. It is nothing. Like, he remembers every player, jersey, game, everything. Championships, the number of championships, the dates they were on, the stadiums they were in, what he wore, all the nonsense to me, because I could care less. All the nonsense. But this weekend, he didn't know how to turn the dishwasher on. So, I mean, like, it's so, makes me sick to my stomach, but it's so obvious. Knowing my background, a lot of people wouldn't catch it, right? I don't think they would catch it. I don't think they would have been like, oh, whatever. They would compensate for their loved one, and they would just do it. And I don't act like that. Like, I don't compensate. And I think I learned that. I have a middle son named Alex, and he didn't talk till he was almost 4. He would say ma and da, and that was it. He didn't talk till he was 4. So we take him to the speech therapist and learned that my daughter, who was 3 years old, was compensating for him. So we learned how to redirect her so that if he wanted a glass of water, she wasn't the one getting him the water, we would kind of force him to say something, even if it wasn't water, say something. And so I had that background. He didn't talk till he was 4. And he still doesn't talk much. But with Chris, like I'm determined not to just answer for him, right? Like not to just say, you press this, you do here. I'm like, I talked him through like the exercise of turning on the dishwasher, and then he didn't get it. So I was like, you load it, I'll run it. I'm not going to stress him out. And there's a funny story I'll tell you in a little bit that it just pure Chris. He's not threading stories together. Like he's telling one story and then another story, but he's conflating the stories and characteristics of the stories. And then 1 hour he'll be perfect. But most of the time, for whatever reason, there's always one little thing that he's saying like he came out he brought his laundry out to me and he's like, I don't know if I should wear this thing or that thing. And I was like, what thing? And he's like, this thing. I was like, but what is the thing, Chris? Tell me the thing. And he had to think about it, like really pause and think about shirt and pants. And every time it happens, it just literally takes my breath away. I have to step out of the room. Because if you've ever been with someone who has Alzheimer's or different kinds of dementia, trend differently. And true Alzheimer's, shadows are a challenge. They feel like shadows are holes in the ground. So if they see a shadow, they're going to stop walking and they're going to think it's a hole. I mean, it's one-dimensional. I worked for a facility outside of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, at a Masonic home. So it was a home run by the Masons. And if you join the Masons, you know, it's an amazing organization, but their facility was far advanced, far beyond anything that we have here. The type of lighting was like a no shadow lighting. Their flooring, everything they did, you know, a basket full of dolls, labels in like pictorial labels instead of word labels, like men, women, it was a girl and a boy, or it was the picture of a toilet or the picture of a kitchen, because that is okay. The reading becomes a little weird, but the photos are what they remember much more easily. And I thought, oh my God, I'm going to have to write this day down and literally start journaling. Today he remembered this, tomorrow he doesn't. Because if you don't know me, I'm Patty Wilson. I'm talking about my husband, and I love statistics. So I like to follow trends and figure out, is this word harder for him? Is it my situation? Am I being home is harder for him? I don't know, because I don't know. But I'm just going to work on it and start writing it down, taking notes. But it's jarring, to say the least. I took him to mass with me yesterday. We did sit in the back because that's never happening again. And ever. He didn't have nearly as many questions, so that was a win. And he did interrupt a little bit, but it wasn't like so overt. He was much more relaxed. So we'll definitely, if I take him back with me, you know, if he wants to go back, we'll sit in the back. But it's very jarring, very odd situation to be in, and constantly, I'm always, I hate saying it, but a worrier to some degree with him, and I have been. Much more so now. I am, what do you do? I just worry about Rosco with him, just making, I mean, it's early, but I know one day Roscoe's going to give him a run for his money, or he's going to drop the leash or not know what the leash means. And that's going to be a struggle. But I just can't believe it. I can believe it because I'm living it, but I can't believe it because I'm living it. Does that make sense? It's so odd. Very, very odd. And it's so hard for me to put into words, but people, I mean, just been so kind, you know? There's so much, well, I mean, I'm going to own it. Since the Charlie Adelson trial, there's been so much animosity on YouTube for myself and other people. And I really, people ask me, that K person, I really don't give a shit about them. I know that that's really hard for people to understand, but I don't give a shit about them. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, a funny meme is fine, or like this, but I have, like, so far in 1.5 years, basically, so far beyond them and their inane lives of stupidity that I'm so far beyond it. Like, I don't think about them until, someone will bring it up on Reddit or something and send me something funny, or I'll remark or I'll approve something because I'm admin on Reddit, but I really don't care. Like, I have to tell you all, like, I could care less, like, about their feelings, about their number. Like, I could absolutely care less. I have never cared so little about humans as I do them. But I know your audience, right? I know the audience cares about them, but I can't. Like, there's no room in my life for the inane and stupid women that they are. So I apologize for that in advance, but and any animosity for it, yeah, I don't care. Like, let's worry about the Markells. Let's worry about the Adelsons. Let's worry about the victims of these horrific murders that we talk about, John O'Keefe, whoever it is. That's what I want to concentrate on going forward. I gotta give my energy to something positive, right? I can't give it to people who have no ability to see their own stupidity. Like, I just can't. I just can't. There's enough stupid in the world. There's just two of them. There's the name of a show. I'm going to write that down. There really is. There's so much stupid in the world. I don't know. But I got to write that down while I'm thinking about it. Do you ever use a... Where are we on? Can't believe it's already May. I absolutely cannot be. Do you know, last Saturday, in according this calendar, was World Laughter Day. Too much stupid. So let me take a second to say hi to everyone. So my camera is off. I got to fix it. I apologize. So I have to take these tests. I'm addicted to education, I think. So I don't want to pay my student loan. So I'm taking 6 credits over the summer. I'll probably take 6 credits a semester till I die. And otherwise you're going to pay a student loan. And, or pay it off. So I'm taking public speaking and world religion. And we'll see how I do, because I believe I speak well in public, but we're going to see how it is. I was there today, and I have to keep a calendar again. Let me say hi to everybody. Hi, Deanna. How are you? Gretchen, thank you for keeping me entertained. She tells great stories. Hi, Michael. Hi, Creative Minds. Thank you very much. It's a lot. It's a lot to think about with someone losing their memory. And there's so many people. I mean, so many. And I don't think people talk about it. I know they don't talk about it. I know they didn't talk about it when how long has it been? Oh my God, 24 years ago, I was working as a nurse, and I don't think they talk about it now. Hi, Great Dane lady. Hi, trying to find a cure. Bless your heart. Aren't we all something? Hi, Al's gal. Hi, Lolly. How are you? Oh, hi, Susan. I hope you all had a nice Mother's Day. Really do. Oh, so I was leaving. Where was I? I was in Walmart with my husband over on the other side of town. I don't think I've ever even been in that Walmart. And he wanted blueberries. So I was like, let's go get blueberries. And for his breakfast, he likes to put it on a cereal. And lady, the cashier said, oh, happy Mother's Day if you're a mom. And I said, well, if you're a mother. And I said, I'm a mother and a mom. She started laughing. I am a mother. I chit chat and coffee. How are you? Cute name. Hi, Melanie. My mom had this beginning in early 70s. Her personality changed. Now that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He's right now. He's fine. I think, Melanie, he was much more angry and frustrated before a couple Thursdays ago when I figured it out. Much more. I mean, he would not yell at me, but bark. You know what I mean? When you get frustrated and you snap. And that wasn't Chris. Like, it wasn't Chris for many, 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 many years. But now he's much more relaxed since I called him out on it. I was like, if you can't remember something, don't yell at me. But I know it's coming. I know it'll go in another cycle, but the personality definitely changes. Hi, Hummingbird. How are you? Hi, Murder. I was at the tail end of Roberta Glass, True Crime Report, Karen Reed trial. Some of these people are just so tedious in their questioning of these witnesses. Ugh. Thank you, Murder. It's very nice. Thank you, Celia. So one of the things that I think just grabbed from the Holy Spirit, swear to God, not super religious, but when I was in a group at church in the narthex, which is a foyer, and I observe people. I'm a real estate agent, so I call myself a keen observer of life. Cool, like KOOL. And Chris was, I mean, to be honest, talking nonsense, like go from story to story to story. It was real brief and it was loud and it didn't make sense. So when he walked away to go do that to someone else, basically, I told the ladies, I said, you know, I didn't apologize, but I said, my husband's having memory issues and he's having a hard time carrying conversation. And you could just their body just relaxed. And I mentioned having a card, like a calling card that I would hand to people. And Mia Wallace stepped up and drew some for me. And I'm going to have them printed up and this week. And I'm going to see how quickly I can get some, because it just will be a relief to me that they won't think he's weird or odd, because he's not. He has a problem, and that's that. And I just felt like, man, if people knew the opportunity for grace is there, that wouldn't necessarily be there, because they'd be like, why is she married to him? You know, why is he yelling? Or why is he snapping? Or why is he talking like that? So that's what I decided to do. And I feel like it was a good idea, and it's going to make me feel better. Hi, D, love of God. But thank you, Mia, for doing that. It was very nice. Must be frightening for both of you. Well, I'm going to quote my husband and say, what do I have to worry about? I mean, that's what he said. What do I have to worry about? You're going to take care of everything. Fair play. I mean, there's a lot of trust in someone like that, right? I mean, no offense to him. I've never had the faith and trust in him that he puts into me. Never had it. I don't think I've ever relied on anyone like that. But he fully relies on me and has for much longer than this. We just never put words to it. Does he get frustrated? Yeah, he does. He didn't get frustrated with the dishwasher. He was honest about it. He didn't get frustrated with the clothing. He was honest about it. I think he got more frustrated prior to April. I mean, there has been no hollering in our house now where there was. I mean, it was barking. None of that now. And I felt like the gig is up. And he knows I know he knows. So yesterday he played with Rosco, and I, instead of arguing with him about what I'm throwing away, because he probably wouldn't approve of it, I threw so much crap away thinking that I have to pare down everything in my life because I can't clean it, move it, store it. I need it gone. I just don't have time. And I'm going to work on, I have a guy now taking stuff out of my garage to a refrigerator that barely worked. I was like, just get it out of my garage. The oven we replaced, I was like, donate it. Just get it out of my garage. Just take it all. And he did that. So I cleaned up. I took like 3 truckloads to the office dumpster here. And then I'm going to work on the next room. And then I'm going to work on his closet. So it's easier for him to see what he needs to see. Because right now it's just full of clothes and expensive clothes. So I'm going to donate, sell, do something with it. Because he's never wearing, like, he'll have like 2 dress shirts. He doesn't need every Ralph Lauren long sleeve dress shirt that he has. He's just not necessary. It's not necessary. He's 67, let alone 67, and couldn't even tell me what a shirt was the other day. So thank you, Agent 47. Ooh, you are not kidding, Michael. It is really, really hard. It is really, really hard. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I'm not lying about it at all. It sucks. This whole thing sucks. What day was that? His birthday was the 17th of April. So it was the 24th. I'm not even gonna lie about it. It was horrible. This whole thing is gonna be horrible. I don't think there's anything redeeming about this. I'm so independent. Like, I would go see my granddaughter. This is the first granddaughter's birthday I will have ever missed. And I can't leave. I can't leave right now. You can't. I gotta have somebody that I trust, which I gotta work on because I am going to Rome one way or the other. I gotta have somebody here I trust to go in my house and make sure that it's okay and that he's okay and that Roscoe's okay. I'm gonna have to board the dog. I don't feel comfortable going out of country 6 months from now and not boarding that dog. I have to board him. There's no way. And I feel very clear about it. I think that's the thing that shocks me the most is every decision I've made since April 24th, I have pure clarity. There is like nothing, absolutely nothing that isn't clear to me. Does it make sense? It was get the documentation, redo the will, like everything was clear. And I have felt so much better because of that, because you don't know me like this, but I fret over decision making. People wouldn't think so. I have to, like, Scott, what do you think I should do? Chris, what do you think I should do? I ask my daughter, I ask my son. I fret. Zero fret. I have never had such clarity in my life. So for that, that's a gift, because it's always been, do I sell a car? Do I fix a car? What do I do? What kind of car do I buy? Blah, blah. I could care less now. I have absolutely no attachment to anything. It is a complete 360-degree shift in 3 weeks. It's crazy land. Hi, Nancy. How are you? Oh man. I'm so sorry, Hummingbird. How old is he? Could you mind me saying? Do you mind me saying? Oh, it's so hard. Yes, journal your and his life. It will help you. I think it'll help me. I'm so sorry, Hummingbird. Just seeing that. I'm very sorry. Did his memory loss come on suddenly? I don't believe so. I believe we always talked about his memory, and he would say, my memory's better today, like jokingly. No, it's not. It wasn't. Retroactively, it wasn't. But he had it was such a huge situation that I was like, you don't remember anything. Like, you don't remember things. Like, so I didn't know stroke, like, I didn't know what was going on. But I was like, you can't drive a car. And that's where it started, was like, you cannot drive a car. And then it just kind of like, I know you probably like make fun of me behind my back, but it was like the Holy Spirit was like, this man is in really early set and he can't drive a car ever again. And one day last week, he yelled at me about it, which is rightfully. I mean, I'm not disparaging him. I would yell at me too. He can't drive a car now. I mean, he has lost any independence. He has to be with Patty, or he's in the gym, or he's somewhere. He can't come and go as he pleases the way he used to. And he's like, I'm going to drive that car. And I was like, the fuck you are. You're not driving that car. And so the keys are hidden. Like, the fob is hidden. He'd have to tear apart our house to get to that fob. And I said, you know what, Chris? If you go take a new driver's test with a new vision test and you can pass, you can drive the car. He's like, okay. He hasn't mentioned it again. Because he knows he can't. He knows he cannot. Hi, Rebecca. How are you? You need to have an MRI with contrast to see dementia. Well, right now they just ruled out tumors. But I guarantee you has dementia. I don't need a contrast. Like, I hate to say it, but I don't need contrast. I don't. She said what's wrong with her husband. Blessed mama of 3. Bless your heart. I had 3. My husband has significant memory issues. Significant. How about Donna trying to hoard? I know. This is just. So I'm going to talk about Donna in a little bit and what happened, because I did go to the hearing this week and it wasn't televised and we didn't understand it sitting there. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. Hi, Frenchie Connection. How are you? Thank you so much. Yeah, I need to focus on my real life. Lolly, that just pared it down into like seconds. Thank you. Yes, I do. I do believe it. I believe that lady is as psycho as the day is. Thank you, Kosher Style. I could use some kosher food. I expected KM a hit on her, but wow, Donna, I know. Kim, you've been wondering where I'm at. I have been just taking a break. Well, I work. I mean, I'm an appraiser. If you don't know me, I'm a real estate broker. We have 2 companies, 3, the appraisal company, the brokerage, and then the style and staging company. I have agents. I finished up school, so I got 2 degrees. And then Patty sits there and goes, I wonder what it would take to get an AA. Like, do I have enough credits? So I got 2 ASs. Like, isn't that funny? And one is in cybersecurity and one is in network technology. And I got those, when did they let us graduate? Like May 5th or something like that. I didn't go. I was busy. And I would never have done that. It's not my shtick. And I looked and I knew summer was coming around. And I was like, why beat a dead horse and let time get away from you, Patty? So I looked. So I'm taking a world religion class that I need for an AA and a public speaking class. I had the public speaking when I went to the community college in 1992, but they didn't accept my credit. And they didn't accept my world religions credit. So both of those classes are mandatory to get a bachelor's degree. And so I took them. It's cheap. Hey, Raven, how about our new Pope, right? Leo the 14th. I'm still doing research on him, but I like it. I do. I can remember sitting there here. I was here. And when the smoke came out, I was like, okay. And, you know, it took like an hour to name the Pope. And then they named, and that they were like the first American Pope. I'm like, well, I lost that bet. I never thought the United States would birth a Pope ever, because we are the powerhouse, right? We're the largest, most power in the world. And I thought, no way. It's the reason why John F. Kennedy was such a big deal when he became president. Was like, he's going to like, because he was Roman Catholic, give our power to the Pope. Like, people make shit up in their head. But so far, I think Leo's hit it literally out of the White Sox park. Like, it has been, he has been on point. Everything he says today, he told a joke. He spoke to the media, and the media it was an audience. It looked like 1,000 people in the room, and he was on point. His confidence level is incredible for being a missionary for 30 years. He knows 8 languages. So I think a lot of people have called him a bridge, and I can see that happening. So I'm pretty happy about it. Sorry you and your husband are experiencing this. My mother was diagnosed at 65 and forgot everything. So sorry, 5-car. My mother was, she died in 2020. So she was what, 85, something like that, 86. And I remember the last time she said my name. Crazy land. Court TV reported it. I'm going to go back and look. Kind of like how people don't talk about mental health if they don't see it isn't there. Jeannie, did you guys see today where that guy from Nebraska killed his whole family, annihilated them, and then himself? And he had mental health issues, and of course you can't do anything about it. You can't put someone in a home. You can't do anything. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. Like the FSU shooter, I guarantee you that family knew that he had issues. You can't walk around looking like that and not think, God, you got an issue, kid. I'm sure they loved him, but there's no place to take him. And I had a tenant. Law enforcement doesn't give a shit. Unless you have a gun or a bullet to your chest and it's already happened, they're not doing anything. They're not doing a thing. Sorry. I know that's probably the big secret too. We didn't see it, so we can't do it. We don't have probable cause because we didn't see it. What in the fuck is that? Wait till I tell you about the tenant. They don't care. The attorney for the city of Tallahassee, who is counsel for the city of Tallahassee Police Department, told them to stand down on this tenant. Told them to stand down. I hope my client sues them. I'm considering suing them. It was traumatic. We didn't see it. How do you know? That's what they told me. How do you know? How do I know? And then I said, is this being recorded? And they were like, yep. I said, good. Thank you, because it's all recorded. And I'm going to go get every last word that those, and I almost feel sorry for the law enforcement. They have no choice. They have no choice at all. So FSU shooter, I mean, I don't know if they called law enforcement on him before or not. Nebraska dad, she woke up to that fool with a knife to her head before, and she stayed. Divorce is too hard. Child support is too hard. You need to streamline this shit. Stop paying all these attorneys to block common sense. And that's all they do. Block common sense. You listen to Alan Jackson. I don't care what side you're on. If you're on that Karen Reed side or John O'Keefe side, he's blocking common sense. Did you drag him? Have you ever dragged? What kind of questions is that? And what's that got to do with her innocence? If she's innocent, show me she's innocent. Don't argue about two butt cheeks being on the ground in the grass when it clearly shows one. They block common sense. That's all they do. It's like there was this woman who was deported and she took her baby with her. And the media blew it up. Lawyers all over the media. You deported an American citizen. What? Yeah, because the mother was deported and she wanted to take her baby with her. And she put it in writing. So eventually the story went away. But like, you're blocking common sense. And that is all law enforcement does. So this guy's completely mentally ill. He shoots two of his kids. She probably told him she was leaving him. Two of his kids are stabbed them. He didn't shoot them. He stabbed them on the boys' graduation day. He was 18 years old. His daughter was 16 and the wife stabbed them. So what do? You call law enforcement. Well, he's not stabbing you right now. I didn't see him stab you, said Officer Ertley. Said Officer, he was a real prick. Early, a real prick. They're not going to do anything. That prick screamed at me. I'm not in the house vandalizing it after I've left. But that's okay. So what do you expect people to do with this mental health crisis? If you're relying on law enforcement to handle it, you're relying on the wrong group of people. At least in this town. It's psycho. Absolutely psycho. We talked about it last time I was on. William Head. Psycho. He goes to Chattahoochee to the mental health hospital for 3 years. And then Stephen Everett, the judge with Donna Adelson, puts him in a halfway house. Lets him out. What? The man had enough material to blow up a parade, a hotel, his car, and his house. Like, are you serious? Well, he's fine now. What? Really? Josh Selman's his attorney. So you cannot rely on law enforcement for mental health facilities. It's never happening. You can't rely on a judge to keep a psycho in a facility. It's not happening. You can do everything you're supposed to do, and they let the psychos out. You want to go rape some kids? Go ahead. We didn't see it. We didn't see it. That's what I was told. We didn't see it. You can't do anything. My favorite line. It's not germane to the situation. What? She's committed other crimes. I'm telling you, and you literally look in my face and say it's not germane to the situation. And then this is my second favorite quote. Well, if that's the case, we have to arrest everyone we see. No, you only have to arrest the people who are committing the crimes. Not everyone you see. The people who are committing a crime. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Everett, William heads out. I have little, no faith at this point. None. Mental health, doesn't matter. Unless law enforcement sees them do it, hit and run, can't prove it. Some poor lady, and we have a flea market, it's pretty run down, but we have a flea market down further, about 5 miles away from here, and lady gets the shit beat out of her car. Can't prove it. I mean, white paint all over it. You can't test the paint? Kind of run it? No, can't. Don't have it. Don't have the time. Don't have the facilities. So it's just a free hit because you didn't see it. Pretty much. Not germane. Happy belated Mother's Day to you, Brady. Oh, hey, your latex spouse. How are you? Hey, pop it in. Hey, beach bum. I have a question for you that I'm going to have to text you. Your dad died from Alzheimer's early on. Lost his nouns. Everything was a thing. Your husband had vascular dementia for 12 years. He was always sweet. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. That is rare. Very rare. Mia did good. It was very nice of her to offer, and she came through. Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about anything. That's what he told me, Darkland. I get it. You've never fully depended on anyone else. Never felt comfortable. I think my parents. And I think that's one reason why I struggled so much when they died, but that's it. Hi, John Smith. I'm going to play your song, but I'm going to have to hide my face. If you don't mind. Oh, thank you, your latex spouse. I am sad too. Well, Chris never had children of his own. He adopted his son. But he never had, at least that we know of, biological children. He was very handsome when he was younger, so I don't know. Thank you, Ashley. And happy belated Mother's Day to all of you. You sound like me. I know. I think that's why this group does so well, is because we're all kind of the same feelings. Do you think having a camera in the kitchen, another room? I already have it. I did that, D-Love of God. I ordered it already. Yeah. Your husband was diagnosed at 68 and passed 3.5 years ago at 80. I don't think I could handle that. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to have a talk about that. I don't think I could care for him until he's 80. I don't. So I'm really struggling now. I'm really hard at being away. Like he said to me, "You were such a great daughter." We were talking about moms. And I really was. I was such a good daughter. I was there, loyal to the end, loyal against my siblings, just extremely loyal. Being a wife before this was hard. Yeah, I don't understand marriage. I don't think I ever got it. I don't think I've ever understood it. Maybe when I'm on my deathbed, I'll be like, oh, now I get it, Lord. I really don't. It's an institution that I never should have been a part of. And I'll tell this to him. It's not surprising. Your brother is 76. He was in his late 60s when we noticed it. Oh my God. Crazy. Patience really is. I have to walk out of the house. I just walk. if you don't know me, you're just tuning in. I smoke cigars, and I am now smoking them on a regular basis. I didn't, but I am. I now see why people smoke. You were reading about dementia today, and I believe your mother, 84, has alcoholic. See, it all presents differently. It does. I'm so sorry. I don't drink. I mean, I rarely drink. Like, I'll have a Mick Ultra, but that's like drinking club soda. Oh, he's still in complete denial. I'm not in any denial. Denial is not something I have in my system. I don't think I think the only thing I ever denied was how fat I was. Like that was probably the only thing I was in denial about. Patty, you're making sane, sound decisions. As my husband's disease progressed, I too made our life as simple as possible. Choices become difficult, so less choices better, right? It's exactly right. Like, you should see me. And Chris told, we went to Culver's for dinner last night, which is a Wisconsin chain, and they're here in Tallahassee. And so I had cleaned out the garage. I was like, let's just go there, even though I planned to cook. And I saw people I know and like from church. And Chris told them that I was cleaning out the garage and that there was nothing stopping me. I was like, there isn't. I was on a mission. It's all got to go. It's either got to go or it has to make sense to keep it. It's great that you can face it early and make the important things now. All the paperwork's done. That's done. It's just now getting rid of our shit. I don't think I've even unpacked from 2003 when we moved in. I came in late. Do you have a diagnosis? Not yet. Not yet. They have other things that they want to do. So no medical diagnosis. I just have Patty's diagnosis. Hi, Wesley. How are you? The Mod Squad. I hit on Rob. That's why she wants that. That's why she wants that deposition. She wanted that sealed. That Jackie Fulford. You don't like public speaking. Your voice shakes. So I was telling them the numbers have gone up a little bit. I'm taking a public speaking class, and what is the teacher? I know the teacher's name from the thing, but I don't know what he does. I don't know what he did. What is his CV? Oh, he's a communications director. His name is Jim Lamar. He is very funny, and he's really, really good with. Oh, he was the associated editor for the Democrat. He's really good with the students. I am older than him. He gave it away that he's 56. So I'm 58. And I am clearly old enough to be the grandmother of the students in the classroom. I was telling Bling is the new black. I'm like, the hips keep hitting. But those kids were so nice to me. They were super nice. You had to interview someone and another student, and then that student interviews you, and then you present your interviewee to the class. And her name was Evelyn, and she was very sweet. And I said, what do I do for fun? I said, I have a YouTube channel that I really enjoy. And she said, well, this class should be so easy for you. I said, just because you speak doesn't mean you can speak. And that was funny. She thought that was funny. So we'll see how I do. I had to memorize a 30-second piece for Thursday. So I'm going to recite, it could be whatever you want. So I'm going to recite the Dr. Seuss hit, Green Eggs and Ham. That's going to be my memorization. Being able to face what is happening now, making important decisions early is really great. It will help lessen the burden. I hope to God. Damn psychos is right. And law enforcement doesn't care. I just want you to all know, I don't want to be the person that blows that bubble. But they don't care. They don't care. They do not care. I think personally they care, but what a frustrating job. I know how frustrating it was for me to work as a nurse and know that you really couldn't make that much of a change. Like when you become a nurse, you're like, I got it. I'm going to fix people. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're going to help people. You're not going to fix people. You hope to help at least one poor soul a day, at least one. But you're so busy doing the busy stuff, you can't really help people. And I think that's where law enforcement, they're so busy doing the busy stuff and trying to hold their own and not be sued. That is exactly what's going to happen. They're going to get sued. I want to thank you for praying for my younger sister, Kathy. I'm so sorry, Brady. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is this a spinster hug box? Yes, Doomler, it is. Welcome. And fuck off. It is. Just let him go. Who gives a shit? Don't care. Let spinster, whatever person. Oh, hi Bling. Have your tiger shirt. Whoop, whoop, Seagate. It is the laws that need to be changed. They need to make divorce much simpler. I don't give two ding dongs. Why do you have to take a class to divorce somebody? Could somebody please explain it to me? Here's the class. I don't like him anymore. That should all be, that's it. Why is the government, for a tax break, forcing me to live with this person that I don't even like? Nobody can explain it. I've asked attorneys. I've asked people who've been through more than divorces than me. I've only been divorced once. Why do you all care? Why do I need a government written piece of paper to say I divorce you? That's the one thing I thought. I was at the Muslims. I think they did really well. Put their shoes outside, call it a day. Bye, Frank. You got to go. Frank, you're out. Oh, and leave a check behind. And then you got to fight for the alimony. You got to fight to not pay the alimony. So even if you make equal money, you're fighting for no reason. The only one who wins, the useless attorneys. That's who wins. Hi, Moonchild. How are you? Wesley says, my mom died from Alzheimer's at 88 and had 30 years. She thought she was 29 and back in Germany and only spoke German. Oh, Wesley, I'm so sorry. Ah, Seashore, how sweet are you? Very, very sweet. You listen to audiobooks and Patty. Ooh. Is there some early medication? I heard from our practitioner that there are two medications that were approved last year, but I have not gotten that far. We meet again in a week or so. Minimalizing is a good feeling. Getting rid of things I don't need or use, donate or trash. Oh, yeah. I thought, I'll donate it. I just threw it away. Hi, no way. You won't pay for patience for anyone. Bye, Seagate. You love public speaking. I could speak to a full stadium of people. That is rare. That's rare, Michael. No way. It is 1 second at a time. Kristen, good for you. You recently joined a Toastmasters. Good for you. I was in one for a couple of years. Made all the difference in the world. And so we have to give this, they're calling it a memorization exercise. And again, I'm going to memorize green eggs and ham, at least 30 seconds up. And I said, do you have a formula? Like Toastmasters, everything's a formula. You stand up, you say your name, you say what you're going to say, and then you say your name again and you sit down. He said, no. You just stand up, You don't say, hi, I am. No, no, okay. Wesley is a member for 7 months. Thank you, Wesley. Hey, all, what's the subject? I'll have one. I'll have a subject. Hey, Max, how are you? Hi, Casey. I'm gonna. Okay, I caught up in the photog. What did I say I was going to talk about? I know what I said I was going to talk about. You inspired me to join Toastmasters. Very cool. So let me tell you a story. So Chris and I went to dinner at a local establishment called Smitty's, S-I-S-M-I-T-T-Y, apostrophe S. I think it's kind of like Pittsburgh based. It's like colors are black and yellow instead of my Eagles, but whatever. It's a good place. Can't fault them for loving the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Chris is bringing up the Pope. Are you excited about the Pope? What do you know about the Pope? He's asking me questions and I'm answering. And so he's like, the Pope, he comes out, he's on the balcony, he's talking. He's Patty, I don't remember any other Pope. And he's like going on about the Pope and he's American, but he didn't speak English. Complete. Perfect. This is where it gets funny. And then he goes, and it all started with Hulk Hogan. I said, what? He said, yeah, it all started with Hulk Hogan. I said, Chris, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, Madison Square Garden, Trump, the escalator, Trump's at Madison Square Garden. It's his hometown. He's like, it all started with Hulk Hogan. And then he goes on to the Pope again. He goes, the Pope. And so that's how he stopped writing the sentence. And so I had to take a moment. Like, so now everything in our family is, it all started with Hulk Hogan. Poor guy. He's like, the Pope, he's out on the balcony. It's so beautiful. Everyone's so happy. They're screaming. And then all of a sudden, it's all started with Hulk Hogan. Didn't really start with Hulk Hogan. Oh, didn't really start with Hulk Hogan, Chris. Dude. I'm going back to the practitioner, I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. My integrity, Eric Lieber, how have you been? I do have character and integrity. I do. Thank you for that. I'll need it as a reminder. Hello. I told you my name is Rosemary. Rosemary twice, pronounced English and Spanish. T. Deborah, today is, no, you cannot put your Cash App up. You will be removed. You do that. No. But happy birthday, Deborah. Absolutely no Cash App. I don't know why people do that. I'm sorry. I'm just not a fan. You know, people like driving around the road, they put your Cash App. I'm like, you know, people can find you through those things if they work hard enough. So no. No. The love you have for Chris can be heard in your voice when you speak its name. It's been that way. Oh, thanks, B Rabbits. Thank you. I do love him. Never thought about wandering on him. Nope. It's hard to believe. Because my first husband, it wasn't really like that. What is Toastmasters? Toastmasters is a public speaking group where you can learn to public speak. You get the full definition of it. I bet we have a bunch here, and I know we have a bunch in Tallahassee. So let me share this with you. It really changed my life. I'm not even joking about it. says, afraid of public speaking, you're not alone. Most people fear it more than death. As Jerry Seinfeld famously quips, at a funeral, an average person would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can gain confidence in public speaking and leadership at Tallahassee Toastmasters. So that's that group. They have national championships. Some people are really, really good at it. Very, very cool. You pay like $5. It's not even like a big thing. Here's a sample agenda. So they have the officer meeting, guests, provide a brief meeting format. Some of the Toastmaster clubs meet at different times of the day and they have different focuses. So that's why it's nice that they put up the agenda. Table topics is like an improv. It's the best way to describe it is improv. Somebody hands out a topic and you just have to be able to extemporaneously speak on the topic. Guest participation, present topic question, 4 questions to member provided. Then they have a grammarian, an counter. You pay per or you pay per like, or you pay per So they call those filler words. The more you know your topic, the less likely you are to say, like. What did this one girl keep saying? And everything like that. The Steelers played today and everything like that. Like that was her habit. Why would you keep saying that? That's just the lady I knew. She didn't do it at Toastmasters. It would completely break you of it. If you have an problem or it really does chop it because you're paying. Whether it's a quarter or $1, you're going to cut your ahs. Toastmasters would ask you to sit down and shut up. Well, you are timed. You are timed to Toastmasters. So if it's 1:15 and you don't finish your speech, you're midway done. You got to sit down. There were some girls. I worked with a girl named Beth. She was a fabulous storyteller. She did really, really well. They do informative, persuasive. It just depends. Bye, Wesley. Take care. Fairy Glam says, and shows uncertainty. Pausing shows your thinking. I always try to pause instead of using filler words when presenting. And there's a difference between public speaking in the United States and public speaking in, say, Europe. The United States, we speak so quickly and want to fill every breath of air for no reason. We're not used to pause. Where in other countries, they're very used to a pause. So if I pause, I'm comfortable with that. A lot of people aren't comfortable with it. When I first started selling real estate, we had a silent game. And it was the first person who speaks loses, which is the way it is in sales to begin with. We would just sit in a room 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 5 minutes. You have to be comfortable in the silence. And that way, making those pause, you're comfortable with the break. I love it. Now I sit in my vehicle in silence. I don't even play the radio. I sit here in silence. I don't even play the radio. Street noise, background noise that is filler noise is very annoying to me. I love the silence. You speak too fast. I have an index card on my desk that says pause. I would practice the silent game. Let somebody at your house, one of your kids, somebody ask you a question. You do it in timeshare so well. I'm not going to ask you to buy today. what I'm going to ask you to do is listen to me. And then at the end of the conversation, if you're interested in buying, you'll let me know. Just pause. That is going to create tension for people that aren't aware of what you're doing. Go buy a used car. All of it's pausing. The entire used car process is about not speaking. Do you want the car or you don't? Just maintain eye contact. People can't take it. Whoever speaks first loses. It's so much fun. You are a masterclass. Well, thank you. I like being quiet. Pauses are so valuable, particularly. They really are. Negotiation. Yeah. When you go into a room and you're negotiating a used car or a house, the first thing I ask is, are both decision makers there? Because typically that one decision maker is in the car. I'm not having a conversation with you without both decision makers there. Now, if I'm the buyer, I'm definitely not taking Christopher Wilson because he's going to talk the whole way through it. Absolutely not. He doesn't come in till it's time to sign a paper. No way. He ruins the art of war. She loves the truck. Get the hell out of here. You can't be in this room while you're telling people I love that truck. Ooh, bye, Rebecca. Remaining quiet is what is called wisdom and insight. Maharishi. It's only 5:30. The Donna thing. What is up? Okay, so when we were in, this is what happens. I don't know what that's about. Donna had like an emergency motion hearing on the 9th. I found it in YouTube. Judy from AA posted it. I was like, I'll try to go. And get down there. Cleared my schedule. Cleared everything. Get down there. Jeff Burlew from the Democrats shows up. We already knew that WCTV, which is a local station, could not be the pool camera. The media guy, Isaac from the courthouse, emailed everybody, can anyone be the pool camera? No one popped up. I brought my laptop and I said, I'm going to live tweet because I don't know that I'll be able to be on a stream or be able to like be on the docket or someone else's. And I thought at first it was Sarah Catherine Dugan because I was just paying attention to Jeff Burlew. We were joking around. Mentor Lawyer shows up, crosses my leg. So he goes in and he's got a tripod there with his phone. That's all he had was his phone. So the court allowed him to record it. Okay. He didn't bother me. He's just standing next to me. Georgia speaks up and she goes, Judge, I don't even know what motion we're talking about. Could you tell me? Judge Everett says to Jackie Fulford and Josh Zellman, where is the redacted motions that were due? Josh Zellman gets up and speaks. So as a reminder, they really don't want any YouTuber, any media to know what's going on. They really don't. He's doing his damnedest to not give the media one bit. Judge isn't having it. Back the last hearing, the judge told them you have to file the motions redacted. He said, okay. Well, apparently judge was in a trial last week, and he tells Zellman, did you send it to my assistant? Because I haven't seen it. I was in a trial all week. Zellman says, well, judge, I thought I sent it. Thought you sent it? Okay. Well, you didn't. Here's what Zellman says. Judge, I've had a lot going on with my family, Judge, and I can't be like, I didn't get it done. I didn't get it to you. I didn't. Just do your job. Paid top notch, dude. Stop trying to carry all the weight, right? And here they are. It's like, it's a blank slate, man. How many of these trials have you all watched in Florida where everything is redacted? I mean, it's all redacted. Cancellation of deposition again. Patrick Sanford. Chris Corbett. So they decide he's finally going to send in the motions. He wanted it by end of the day, and it had to be redacted, whatever they were trying to accomplish, to follow the rule of criminal procedure. Then Jackie stands up and talks about the depositions. She wants to redo Chris Corbett, Pat Sanford, and Robert Adelson deposition. The state, George Kappelman, who was present, in a very pretty outfit, by the way. If you missed it, her hair was all fluffy. It was like really pretty. She objected. She said, they've already been deposed numerous times, blah, 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 numerous cases, different attorneys. Why are we redoing this? Jackie Fulford stands up and says, once again, the level of conflict, Judge, you have absolutely no idea the level of conflict. The conflict was so bad, the level of conflict, that we need to redo these. Judge Everett says, not so fast, and here's why. Charlie Adelson gave consent until he didn't give consent, which is true. He gave consent. It was in writing until he didn't give consent. So he didn't give consent on the day the jury's pulled. So there wasn't conflict before that because Charlie had consented. So the level of conflict really wasn't a thing until it wasn't. And now you have fruit of the matter. So those depositions aren't like damaged depositions. They're just depositions. So I think he was going to allow some sort of deposition, which is why they kept canceling them. Some sort of deposition, if anything new comes up, it'll be there. Georgia was like, no, we're not having this. We're not doing this. Robert, Chris Corbett. Oh, that's what Jackie says. Jackie's like, Chris Corbett, he just shoved evidence somewhere. Couldn't really hear her, which I know you couldn't hear it on Mentor Lawyers thing either. He just put evidence aside. He had evidence and he just shoved it somewhere. What? Dude's been through 3 trials. You're the only one who figures out that Corbett's shoving evidence somewhere because of Donna? And then, apparently, there is nothing. There is nothing to even look at on here. It's unbelievable. Order to file a sealed response. And then Zellman's like, whatever he was talking about, because we couldn't even really tell. He's like, Judge, I don't really want to talk about this while the media is present. What? The media is present at every courtroom in the state of Florida, Josh. It's just odd. It's really odd. And then someone has it on, where was it? Someone sent it to me. It was like the undersigned, which I think is Jackie Fulford, and the wiretaps for the undersigned. I'm like, did Jackie Fulford let Donna use her phone? Is that the case? I don't know. It's all very weird. Just got off the phone and we're catching up on 1.5 speed. I'm sorry about Chris. Oh, thanks, Missy Ann. I think the judge will allow the depositions because the defense attorneys could not use allowing new depositions against the court on appeal. I don't think so. I think he's likely to do it. I don't think that's an appellate issue. I don't. And the reason being is exactly what he said. Charlie gave consent to a point. I think the Adelson should be charged with witness tampering. I think that's coming. I think some of it's coming. Well, not yet. Not done. Because the state was asked, are there any superseding indictments? And they said, not now. Did I miss something? Did Harvey try? Yeah, that's what I gathered. Hold on, let me see. Everything's sealed up now. It wasn't. Now it is. Oh, here you go. Here's Yahoo News. Let's see what they say. Donna struck out again in her attempt to have Leon Circuit Judge Stephen Everett booted from her trial. On May 9th, oh my God, I hate these. This is just so ridiculous. On May 9th, the 3-judge panel of the First District Court of Appeal rejected Adelson's latest attempt to remove Everett, denying her request for writ of prohibition. Her attorneys, Fulford and Zellman of Tallahassee, filed motions under seal last month with the trial court asking that Everett be disqualified and replaced with a different judge. After Everett denied the motions, Adelson appealed to the First DC. Adelson, 75, is charged with first-degree murder. Her attempts to remove Everett stem from a more recent and still shadowy, secretive criminal investigation into allegations involving her and her attorneys. The details of that remain under seal, but a few of them surfaced in the appellate court 3-page petition. Adelson claimed Everett engaged in improper ex parte communications with the state by reviewing search and seizure warrant applications involving her husband, Adelson's cell phone records, and wiretap of his cell phone. She asserted that as a result, she had a reasonable fear she wouldn't receive a fair and impartial trial. There were Donna, sit and spin on it. But the appellate judge all rejected. The opinion was written by Long, Rowe, and Bilbrey. These claims are meritless and facially insufficient, as everything Jackie Fulford said the other day. Corbett's hiding stuff. It's just the Karen Reed MO. Same idea. The more recent Adelson investigation came to light during an April 30th hearing with Sarah Catherine Dugan, said prosecutors got a lead last fall that led to new evidence in the form of phone conversations that were secretly recorded in February. She said that while the investigation ended, apparently without any new charges filed, the state intended to use 1 or 2 of the conversations at trial. Zellman said the state intercepted and monitored privileged attorney-client communications. He also said that the allegations that sparked the probe, which came from an informant of some kind, proved false. Outside the courtroom, George Kappelman declined to reveal any other details about the most recent investigation. However, she disagreed with the defense's characterization of the information. My position is that it's not false. I'm with Georgia. Defense blasts latest investigation. Prosecution says info not false. The latest investigation came up again Friday, May 9th, during another short hearing with Adelson appearing on Zoom. The hearing involved a defense motion to conduct 3 key state witnesses: Corbett, FBI agent Sanford, and Robert Adelson, the son. Fulford said the defense was stuck with depositions taken by previous counsel and that the defense wants to depose all 3 about the murder. The defense also wants to question Corbett and Sanford about the latest probe. In light of the new investigation, specifically as to Corbett, the action that he took and the representations that he made in new investigation certainly call into question what he did in the old investigation in a very material way. Because those representations that were made to Your Honor and another judge in this case are false, and warrants were issued based on false information. Koppelman objected to redeposing witnesses about the chief murder investigation, but indicated she was fine for something new. Everett ruled that witnesses who were previously disposed, he did say maybe deposed again. He also said if there are topics that are covered, new information, the defense is free to pose and instruct the parties to coordinate. So he already did allow it. I would love to be at the Alexander Brothers trial. That is going to be, from what I gather, there's many more people coming forward. I think the Adelsons should be charged with witness tampering. I don't disagree. When's the next hearing? The next hearing, pre-trial is August 8th. I thought they said June 3rd is a deadline now. Is it June 3rd? June 11th, there's a case management hearing. Unseal response of the state. Like right here, it says unseal. Amended motion taking depositions, additional granted as to new subject matter. Unseal response of the state, old, new investigation, new investigation. I'm glad she understands what she writes. Dispute on old matter. That's the minutes. It's pathetic. I'm sorry, that's pathetic. That's horrible. So the next hearing is June 11th. The 5/16 hearing to be canceled and reset a later date. Reply filed under seal, of course. Bunch of hacks. Creative. Someone commented about our attorney's 2 cheeks, 1 ass. Can't ride 2 horses with 1 ass. Cannot. Nope. What about Donna and the hit? I don't have any details on it. Their appeal for Donna that was denied was how we all found out the state had tapped Harvey's phone. The state didn't tell us that. Let me see if I can get on there. First District Court of Appeal. Oh. I gotta log on. Sorry. I know that Charlie's got shit going on in there too, but I really don't care about his 90 pages. I don't. I just think he's such an asshole. So I know it's probably not what you guys want to hear. I just think he's scum. So that's where I'm at. Here it is. Denied. Here's her. I like seeing denial. Long J. Donna Adelson seeks a writ of prohibition to prevent the trial judge from presiding her criminal trial. Expand. Adelson argues the trial judge should have recused himself based on her amended motion to disqualify. She claims that the trial judge engaged in improper ex parte communications with the state by reviewing search and seizure warrant applications because the judge had to sign that Title III warrant. The warrant applications involved Adelson's husband, Harvey, phone records, and a wiretap of his cell phone. Adelson claims that because the warrants relate in part to her and her criminal prosecution, the judge's review of the warrant applications constituted ex parte communications and has given her a reasonable fear that she will not receive a fair and impartial trial. These claims are meritless and facially insufficient. We deny the petition and write to explain why. It is routine for trial judges to review warrant applications. And guess who would know that? Jackie Fulford, a former judge, and then preside over the resulting criminal trials. So this is per hour. Trial judges also commonly issue arrest and search warrants for criminal defendants that have pending cases before them. Adelson's petition amount to an attack on this common practice. We begin with the general prohibition on ex parte communications. I'm not reading that. The Code of Conduct contemplates this and permits a judge to initiate or consider any ex parte communications when expressly authorized to do so. The review of arrest and search warrant applications is a core function of the court. And who would know that? Jackie Fulford. Why? Because she used to be a judge. It is also provides the right shall be construed in conformity with the Fourth Amendment of the United States Constitution as interpreted by the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court has explained the pre-search proceeding is necessarily ex parte since the subject of the search cannot be tipped off to the application for a warrant lest he destroy or remove evidence. You know who would know that? Jackie Fulford. You know who why? Who why? She was a judge till removed from the bench. Judicial review of warrant applications is also authorized by Florida statute. A search warrant authorized by law may be issued by any judge, including the committing judge of the trial court having jurisdiction where the place, vehicle, or thing to be searched may be. You know who would know that? Jackie Fulford. You know why? Because she was a judge till she had a massive conflict of interest and was removed, keeping her pension, unfortunately. Adelson also moves this court to determine the confidentiality of records filed in this court, including the petition and appendix. Adelson, however, fails to demonstrate that anything in the record satisfies a condition. The other two, they concur. So they hired this Rachel Reese, PA. Unbelievable. Who is Rachel Reese? She must be some appellate attorney who clearly, oh, that popped up right away. She's a paralegal member. Oh, no, she's a post-conviction attorney. With over a decade of experience and countless clients who've been released or had sentences reduced. Then in the hearing, they talked about Magbanua speaking out against Donna for a reduced sentence. Like, she's not getting her sentence reduced. She's not, because she's a liar. They can't do that. Do the idiot Adelsons really think they're so good at the murder game that it would be a good idea to take out Robert? I don't know, but I'm here for it. I hope the guy has cameras at his house. Sorry, Patty, I missed your diagnosis on your husband. My sincere apology. Oh, you're fine, Rosemary. Thank you very much, though. Robert has to take the stand. You thought Charlie's courtroom was full? Wait till Robert Adelson shows up. Patty, I care for my dear mother. I can't imagine what it'd be like with a spouse. Very different. Very different. It's very different. I don't know what else to say. Is Robert the brother who said, nah, crazy family? Hi, Dean. Yeah, he did. He said, nah. He said, no way. He's the one who broke the mold, who said, I'm going to divorce this girl that you kind of forced me to marry, and I'm going to marry the love of my life. And we're still going to be married and have a beautiful family and a beautiful job and a beautiful home. And we're not going to really think about you much until you murder people. Now we have to. You're guessing it. I'm guessing Donna is a narcissist. Rosemary, Judge Everett will not be removed because the defense thinks Everett is biased. Oh, yeah. All three deny. Oh, Dean says, my mother has dementia as I type this. It breaks my heart to see her go through it, but it's mom. I know. So my priest, I talk about Father Tom at St. John Paul II, and his mother has the type of dementia. It's very similar. Well, it's the same thing. It's not very similar. It is the same thing as Bruce Willis. She started with aphasia 5 years ago, he said yesterday, and then it goes to the memory. So the first part is you can't speak, and the second part is the memory. And he said he calls her phone, which is still active, to hear her voice because he hasn't heard his mother speak for 5 years. And I was like, oh, it's just so heartbreaking. Very, very heartbreaking. And then you have Donna, no one's missing that woman. Does any one of us here, as Wendy is, she's such a C word, think she misses Donna? I don't think she does. She used her mother. She got her mother to do what she wanted. And now that mother is like, oh. And Harvey, maybe Harvey's thinking what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose? I've lost my life, my properties, because I've had to sell them to support this crime purge that we're in, paying attorneys, my son, and my daughter. What do I have to lose? Why not get rid of the other one? You wonder if Big Bertha, she's a big one. My mother, 84, is a hostile woman with dementia. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so hard. It's just so hard. Well, they were smacked down. I mean, when all three judges, there's no hope for the Supreme Court of Florida to help you. Melissa says she's a sociopath. But who gets on the phone after getting caught on the phone? To get on the phone with your husband and have the informant on your phone. And by the way, can anybody tell me whose phone was she using? Whose phone? So here's the docket for the appellate court, and they made it unavailable. Notice of petitioner's appendix, not available. Motion to determine confidentiality, not available. How do these people get this? This is unbelievable. How much did this cost? $300. That's it. It's not enough. These fees need to be much higher. So this was filed on the 30th. So they filed this the same day as our hearing. All blocked out. No wonder that judge was so pissed. So this is the day. No, it's the day before. This was the hearing day. This is the day that Josh Selman screwed up William Heads and didn't have all his duck in a row on that one too. Notice the appendix. You've arranged for a nurse to check on your mom and a lockbox on her door. It's hard to get people to take care of people. When I worked at Clearbridge, the memory care facility that taught me everything I know, it was very hard on families. I mean, they had to do something. Some of those guys, and one of them was a millionaire here in town. I think he owned a TV station, and he was violent. I mean, he kicked me square in the face. And then I'll never forget it. It was St. Patrick's Day, a couple days later, and we're like serving like corned beef thing, for St. Patrick's Day. You celebrate the holidays. And he looks square at me and he goes, "Sorry, I kicked you." I was like, "Bet you are." I feel this so much, Kate. Her father has dementia. It's very, very tough. Who makes the decision to deny Mona's motion? Is it another judge? It was the 3-court panel of appeals, of the appeals court. Right? Your mom is in a memory care facility. I know back when I was working in it, it was like $6,000 a month, and your meds aren't paid for, and your food. Patty is an RN. I believe she would be quite knowledgeable about the very types of dementia. I am not an RN. I was an LPN. I am an LPN. I'm not an RN. Not an RN. Hey, Patty, and all chat. I just got home from visiting my 89-year-old mom for 10 days. She lives on the coast. Dang, good for you. That's a nice visit. My sweet neighbor fell Saturday night and broke her hip and leg while line dancing. Bless it. Oh, she said, "I'd rather be dead." Yeah, I could see that. It's hard. It's a tough thing, and no one understands it. I know it's atrophy. I mean, that I know, but I work from home. When my mom's still semi-alert, I tried to work on my laptop at her home, but got nothing done. She kept staring out the window. Cops were everywhere. Yeah, I'm waiting for that. Hopefully I'll have a couple years before that happens. Your parents died early. Oh, yeah, I think that with my parents, when you make deals. Well, I make deals with God. I know he doesn't always listen, but I do make deals. And I said to God, if I take care of these people in a loving way, you won't make me go through this with my parents. And he didn't. I didn't ask about a spouse. You got to ask the second step, Patty. But my mom died of COVID before it could get that bad. She clearly didn't have her memory intact, but she did die of COVID. And my dad was like, he knew everything. He died of heart problems. So. I sent someone over to check on her after that because she was threatening to take her life rather than have a nurse come. It is irrational. And that's the part. Like, you have to just know that that's irrational. It's not real. It's real to the person. but it's not real. Oh, most definitely they're talking about Wendy's involvement. There was a rumor of her using her attorney's phone. Someone posted, let me see, hold on. Hold on. Someone sent it to me. Court TV. In the defense motion to take the depositions, which was redacted and unsealed following the hearing, Donna's attorneys revealed that prosecutors disclosed new discovery on April 7th. This discovery included previously undisclosed investigative work and wiretaps between a jailhouse informant and Donna's husband, Harvey. Donna's attorney says that the affidavits presented to the judge lied about the content of the conversations. Really? Between Donna and her husband. Really? And alleged that among the false allegations were accusations the defendant and her spouse were engaged in conversations by use of the undersigned cell phone, Jackie Fulford, who would know better. And should we know why? Yes, because she's an attorney with a bar card and a former judge. You don't let them. By use of the underside cell phone watch to plan to harm Robert Adelson, Catherine Magbanua, and the mother of the jailhouse snitch. God, I thought the triad was bad. Whoa. Thank you, Bling. Damn. Bling is New Black sent that to me. It's always someone else's fault, isn't it? You think Judy just made a post? Thank you, Bling, for sending that to me. I also wonder if Harvey and Donna are sharing those attorneys. I know he has his own attorney because I saw her. I just don't know who she is. Hair is looking great, Patty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I hope someone investigates strange deaths of people in the past connected to the Adelsons. Angel, that is a really smart thing to say. They're awfully comfortable pulling the death switch on anyone that crosses them. Your mom's 13 grand a month? No, damn. You can't afford to you outlive your money. You outlive your money. Patty, I lost my father and my mother, as well as my maternal and paternal grandmothers to Alzheimer's. Oh my, Deb. Have you been tested? Did you even want to get tested? I probably wouldn't want to get tested. How long has Chris had? Is there any treatment? I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can go back now in my brain and go, you know, you were forgetting things, but nothing is as obvious as that Thursday. That's what I remember. My brothers and I sold her house, the equity, but everything taken care of, meds, etc. They do her hair and nails. That's nice. We eat when we visit, no additional cost. Brother found the spot. Good for you, because that is a lot of money, and it will go quickly. It's very, and if you, I mean, here's the thing. People with a strong heart, which most women have, live a long time. I have a family member whose mother-in-law she still remembers how to eat. It's the only reason she's still alive. But she knows nothing else. She's just laying there. It's very, very hard. Holy, they want to go after Robert, mother of jail informant, and another person. I mean, it's... So I have another funny story to tell you yesterday about my hair. It's not really about my hair. So anyway, I'm leaving church, and so funny to me. So I'm leaving church with Chris, and I handed him something. I turned around and handed him something. And this kid, so I'm in the middle. Chris is along the wall. I'm in the middle. It's this long hallway to get from the sanctuary to the narthex. This guy, who's a teenager, comes up to me. We're walking quickly because that's how I walk. And he's like, "Are you Patty from Patty's Playhouse?" I said, "Yeah." I'm looking at him like this. "How would you know?" And he goes, "Can I take a picture with you?" Now it's Mother's Day. And I'm thinking, am I being punked? Like, that is the first thing. Like, why would you want to take a picture with me? You're like, in my head, I'm not saying it out loud, but I'm like, you're 15. I said, "Should you be watching it?" I swear. I literally swear. And he's like, "Yeah, me and my friends watch you all the time. Can I take a picture with you?" It's okay. I'm kind of scared at this point. He hands the phone to my husband, and I said, "He's having memory issues. He won't be able to use a different phone than what he already has." It was a Samsung, I think. And I said, "Well, let's just take a selfie." So I took a selfie with him. And I'm like, I'm hoping, like, it was just so odd to me. "You want to take a picture with me?" And I said, "What's your name?" So his name is Everett. So thank you, Everett, for that. It made my day. A little odd for me. You know, people don't just come up to me and say, "Can I have a picture with you?" But he was very lovely. And his mother then comes up and she goes, "What am I missing?" I had to explain the reason why I'm standing here next to your son taking a selfie. And she said, "I sit next to you all the time at church. I had no idea." And I said, "I know. It's fine. It's fine." So I was quite embarrassed, but he was very nice and very gentlemanly about it. But I thought, how sweet was that? But so when I cuss a lot, I kind of felt bad about it because I swear so much. And I told her, like I told his mom, I'm like, "I'm cussing like a fresh sailor. Like I just got off the boat." And she just laughed about it. And I was like, maybe I should watch it, because there could be 15-year-olds who take criminal justice classes, because that's what he's taking right now, and love true crime that might be watching. So I might try to curb it now. That's about the only thing that would help me curb it, would be him. It was very sweet. And I was quite honored and very flattered. And my husband got the giggles from it because it was funny. And I was like, I said, I got to watch my language. You just never know who's watching. Like, you never know who's watching on replay, who's watching live. And I'm like, I should. Patty getting for time. It's not the first time, but it's the most memorable time because he was so young. And I thought, he looked like my son Alex. I'm like, why are you watching this? You don't have any other thing? Is there some game you could be playing? It's very funny. He's very sweet. And his name is Everett. So thank you very much, Everett. I know. Can you even imagine? What is the rule about that? Does anyone know the rule about letting your client use your attorney? Use your phone? An attorney allowing the client... hold on. Do we? I just AI from Google. It says an attorney allowing a client to use their phone during a consult can raise ethical concerns, potentially violating the attorney-client privilege and confidentiality. I mean, wouldn't they become a witness? While not always a direct violation, it could lead to penalties like disbarment. We all know that's not going to happen, depending on the circumstances and whether it exposes privileged information. What about Let me ask chat. Searching the web, scraping the web is a better. Yes. An attorney who knowingly allows their client to use their phone to plan a murder. Well, they didn't know. It's a very important distinction. Yes, chat, it is. If the attorney did not know their client was using their phone to plan a murder, the legal and ethical outcomes would be different. No criminal liability. It generally requires knowledge and intent, and it needs law enforcement to be present for any crime to ever be committed, by the way. Unlikely and ethical, ABA model rules and most state bar rules, including Florida's expected attorney, to avoid knowingly assisting. If the attorney had no knowledge and no reasonable basis to suspect criminal use, they would not be found in violation. If there is no criminal or ethical, it's not legal or ethical. But that's all I know. Comment 30, letting a client make a quick call or send a message. Now that's a key twist. If the client is in jail and the attorney allows them to use their personal phone, the situation does become complicated. Serious security and policy concerns, jails and prisons have strict rules about communications. Allowing an inmate to bypass official monitored jail phones could violate jail policy and possibly interfere with law enforcement. Risk of the liability, even without knowing the content of the call, allowing an inmate to use your personal phone might be viewed as providing unauthorized communication or contraband. In Florida, for example, introducing or facilitating unauthorized communication devices for an inmate can be a third-degree felony. Potential ethical attorneys are expected to comply with all institutional legal requirements when visiting clients in custody. Circumventing jail communication procedures could be considered unprofessional. Private legal consultations are allowed using official jail phones. No personal phones. No, an attorney should not allow an incarcerated client to use their personal phone. So one of the guesses with the undersigned, the attorney, the undersigned in the case of the wiretap for Donna Adelson was it Jackie Fulford? Was it Josh Zellman? Because remember at that April 30th hearing, Josh Zellman stood up in front of the court and said, are they recording us? Are they monitoring our calls? Well, are they? Or are they just monitoring Donna's calls on your phone? And if there was an informant nearby that would know that, who's the informant? Is it a correction officer? Who is it? Take on the role of a world-class defense attorney. How would they defend the above actions? Okay. Your Honor, at no point did my client knowingly or willfully violate any law, rule, or policy. The prosecution must prove both act and intent. It cannot. The attorney had no intent to facilitate. The phone was provided as a courtesy or under the mistaken belief it was permissible You know who would know not to do that? A former judge. You know who was a former judge? Jackie Fulford. The phone was provided as a courtesy. No evidence exists my client was aware the call would involve criminal conspiracy or violate jail policy. There was no aiding or abetting because there was no knowledge, good faith, and lack of intent. Ambiguity. Well, we know there's no ambiguity. Attorney-client privilege safeguard. I would argue the phone use could be viewed as an extension of protected attorney-client privilege, especially if the client claimed the call was to obtain documents, except for the fact So I asked again, except for the fact that the call was made to the inmate's husband who is not incarcerated, and there's a jailhouse informant. Now we're in a much riskier territory. As a world-class defense attorney, I would immediately recognize that the case has become far more dangerous for my client. Here's how I would recalibrate my strategy. The client used the attorney's phone to call someone outside the husband. A jailhouse informant overheard and may testify that the conversation involved plans of violence or a murder plot for their child. That dramatically increases the chance of aiding and abetting an accusation of conspiracy or accessory before the fact that prosecutors believe the attorney knowingly facilitated the communication, but even now, I would not concede guilt. Revised defense. Attack the informant's credibility. Jailhouse informants are notoriously unreliable and often incentivized. We will demonstrate this, which is part of the questions that Jackie Fulford wanted to know. We will demonstrate this, that the informant has a history of lying for personal gain and cannot be trusted. I would file motions to exclude or severely limit the weight of their testimony, which is never happening because the judge approved it already. So why would he disprove what he already knows to be true? It's not happening. Reinforce the lack of knowledge. The same court offense holds. My client did not know and had no reason to know the call's purpose. The attorney had no inkling the conversation would involve anything illegal. At worst, they thought it was a personal or family matter. If the jail had no clear rules posted, well, I'm not even going to entertain that. I would argue the attorney allowed the call under the reasonable belief that the client needed to speak to their spouse about a legal matter where it wasn't being recorded. Go figure, Jackie. No court expects an attorney to divine the contents of a private conversation between spouses because that call would have been recorded. Thank you, ChatGPT. The call would have been recorded with Harvey and Donna. She had to use one of their phones and or watch. Can you imagine? Hey, Harvey. No direct action. The attorney did not place the call, dictate the content, or remain present for the discussion. How do we know that? We don't. If it's her watch, it's there. If it's a phone, she's not leaving the phone with the jailee. If she's leaving the phone with the jailee, she too deserves to have what's left of her license removed. At most, the attorney provided a phone. You don't leave your phone with a jailee to do whatever they want in a consultation in the jail. What are you doing? Emergency defense option. If evidence strongly suggests my client knew something was off but didn't know it was murder, I might negotiate a plea to misprision of felony. Okay, let's go on to the husband. Spousal privilege is absolutely something I've raised, but would not fully shield the situation. Here's why. Spousal testimony privilege allows one spouse to refuse to testify against the other in criminal cases. Only applies in court. It does not protect the content of the conversations from being recorded or overheard by third parties. Varies by jurisdiction. In federal court, only the witness spouse holds this privilege. Protects confidential communications made during the marriage. Applies regardless of whether the couple is later divorced. Both spouses hold this privilege, meaning either can prevent disclosure, but the communication must be made in private with a reasonable expectation of confidentiality. Why spousal privilege likely fails. Jailhouse setting, no reasonable expectation of privacy. Court consistently rules that jail and prisons are not private environments, which she already knows that because the call with the friend Susan in the condo, click, Charlie. If a call is placed on a non-approved phone in custody, like the attorney's phone, it still likely lacks the expectation of privacy needed to claim marital communications privilege. Crime fraud exception, spousal privilege does not apply if the communication was made in furtherance of a crime, which likely it was. This is a critical exception prosecutors would argue immediately. Privileges were never designed to shield ongoing criminal activity. They exist to protect legitimate private marital conversations, not to allow plotting of felonies under a legal cloak. How I would use it as a defense counsel. I would absolutely assert the privilege early and force prosecutors to litigate it. We know how that will end up. It slows down their case, but does it? Forces evidentiary hearings and may exclude some testimony or recordings. It won't. Even if I expect to lose at this end, it's strategic. You're wasting our money. Cast doubt on whether the prosecutors can use the content of the conversation, buys time to negotiate. There's no negotiation. There's nothing. You have nothing, Jackie. You have nothing, Josh. You are done. And this proves it. You know why this proves it? Because it reeks of desperation. They have an informant. You know they have an informant. You probably know what was said with the informant either really close by, because remember when Donna said, I just remembered this. Remember Donna said that she was in her cell and at some point the cell door opened and everything could be heard on the outside. That informant only needs to stand on the outside of that jail cell. That's it. Bottom line, it helps, but it's not a get out of jail free card. It's nothing in this case. Anything where there is argument for two sides, you got to tell chat what side to take, else it's just laying down the middle of nothingness. Fair play. Thanks, murder. Fascinating. The defense lawyers are so transparent, says Rosemary, on how they try to sabotage Donna's trial to hopefully get Donna off. It is not, she is not, there is no odd. She wanted to hit on Robert, Katie Magbanua, and a mother of the jail informant. And is the jail informant law enforcement? Is he a corrections officer? A sheriff's deputy? We don't know. We don't know. I don't think so, because they were talking about the rule and the rule of what incentivization was given, how long they were in, what were they in for, are they still in? There were all these details. World-class attorneys are up in creepy WV church. With a wire on Harvey's phone, they will have the phone numbers calling him and the numbers he called. I wonder if he's still calling her. Do you think Harvey's days of calling Donna are done? What do you guys think? Think they're done? It's a lot more accurate to what will happen. I love ChatGPT. Like, I don't know if you're new, WV Church, but I love ChatGPT. Hey there, Patty. I was worried about you. Hi, Summer. Summer flower every day. Hard times for you, but you haven't lost that beautiful smile. Oh, thank you. Very nice. Thank you very much. I'm working on it. Judy Legal Folk posted that, Rosemary. I am thinking it's the jail informant they were going to pay to testify against Katie Magbanua. Shouldn't Donna be charged with further charges of conspiracy to murder? Judge was asked. Judge asked. They said no, not yet. You just wish they would get this trial on the road. if they used Fulford's phone that will show on the wire. But why say they didn't? If she knows that, in fact, they did, right? Donna's attorneys say that affidavits presented to the judge lied about the content of the conversations between Donna and her husband and allege that among the false accusations were accusations the defendant and her spouse were engaged in conversations by use of the undersigned's cell phone watch to plan harm to Robert, Catherine, and the mother of the snitch. I have a question. If you really feel like they lied, wouldn't there be more going on than emotion? If you're saying that Georgia, John Fuchs, Sarah Catherine Dugan, Newland, Sanford, all these people are lying about this wiretap because, that's what they do now. They pull lies out of the air. Why are you going to just emotion to have the judge removed? Why wouldn't you go after Georgia? Why wouldn't you go after Sarah Catherine? Because you can't. I mean, that's what I would do. Not the judge who approved it. If the judge was lied to, why are you mad at the judge? Right? The judge is lied to, but you want to remove the judge. That doesn't make any sense. It makes no sense. The judge is lied to. The affidavit presented to the judge is a lie, but you want to get the judge removed, even though the judge is allowed to approve an affidavit based on what it said. If it's a lie, then you go after the people who wrote the affidavits and who wrote the warrant. You don't go after the judge. Am I right? Isn't it, She-Fly? That doesn't make any sense to Patty. But Donna's attorneys say the affidavits presented to the judge lied about the content. The judge is a victim of the state. If he was lied to, which who in their right mind is going to lie to Stephen Everett? Nobody. And keep their license and not be locked up next to Donna. The judge lied about the content of the conversations between Donna. I mean, lied is a strong word. I like saying it, but a lot of people in public don't like saying it. And alleged that some false allegations were accusations the defendant and her spouse were engaged in conversations by use of the undersigned cell phone to plan harm. Donna says, the title says, I was afraid, shaking, crying. Donna Adelson describes life behind bars. This was wild. Wild. If you're lying to the judge, the person lying to the judge is the person you should try to get removed from the case, not the judge. The judge wouldn't have known that. They would have had to have something significant to have that more issued in the first place. Right. Hi, Debbie Gibby. How are you? You were right. Makes no sense. I love when people say I'm right. It's rare right now. No, it doesn't make any sense. Why are you mad at the judge? Why are you trying to get the judge removed? If the affidavits are lies, there's perjury. There's just a mistrial. Like there's all sorts of interfering with the cause of justice, as they say in England. I watch a lot of English crime. Hi, True Crime Wifey, and very nice of you. Thank you so much. I bet in chat, funny how Donna wants to Harvey to orchestrate his hits people when he can barely make it home from the airport. It's true. Wearing his son's clothes, far too large. Donna used her lawyer's cell phone to get a hit on Robert, Katie, and the mother of a snitch. I cannot wait. Why is all this redacted? I can understand you're protecting the jailhouse informant. That makes sense. Oh, it's a grunge storm. No wonder Donna Sue couldn't sleep. Hi, True Crimes, cooking and cleaning. Oh, listening and cooking. Sorry. Didn't mean to assume you were cleaning. You got to rewind after your hockey. Oh, my Lord. So funny. It's a thing. So I want to play for you guys. That was Dutch, and I apologize. I want to play for you. I don't know if John's still on here. A song that John Smith wrote for me. I'm not going to likely, I don't know, hold my face together while this came up. Hold on. So, Sweet John, who has written some of the funniest stuff ever, took to Suno, probably say it wrong, it's probably Suno. You know, like Timu is Temu, is probably some weird. Anyway, took to Suno, which I have an account with them too. And I believe that is how Miss Roberta Glass True Crime Report writes her music. And I'm going to play it for you, but I think I'm going to hide my face, if you don't mind, because it's hard for me. It was lovingly written, and it's just hard, as you can imagine. So, and then I'm gonna come back and say good night. So just please wait a minute and listen to John's song, but I am going to hide my face.
You're on top of the world, and blue skies are all you see. Then the hand of fate reaches in and brings you down to your knees.
You hope that it's all wrong. You hope it's all a mistake. You hope it's a bad dream, but you know you're wide awake.
Things happen we can't change. Things happen we can't control. We accept what we've been given and live in our new role.
Life isn't always easy, and it isn't always fair. When it's someone that you love, it's so much harder to bear.
You are not alone. We're all right here with you. When you feel you can't go on, we'll help you make it through. Can treat you out of hand. We'll help you along the way. We'll try to understand and brighten up your day. Let us help you with your burden. You don't always have to be strong. When you feel like you may stumble, we'll be there to help you go on. Someday the storm will be over, and the clouds will drift away. Until then, we're right beside you to help you through each day. You are not alone. We're all right here with you. When you feel you can't go on, we'll help you make it through. Project you by your hand. We'll help you along the way. We'll try to understand and brighten up your day. We're all right here for you till things are right again. To comfort and support you, our dear and cherished friend. You are not alone. We're all right here with you. When you feel you can't go on, we'll help you make it through. So just reach out your hand. We'll help you along the way. We'll try to understand and brighten up your day. You are not alone.
Well, John, I didn't know that. John wrote this. Suno lets you pick like the style music, but to do a duet like that, I know that was not easy to do. Like I get 2,500. Look at this. I get 2,500 credits, and the last one I did, I used 1,500 credits for one song. So I know it's not easy to do. But to say that you all wrote it, go back to the show. Patty announced it. It's all there in the comments. Thank you. I mean, it doesn't hurt that you wrote the song. It hurts that it's not just me, that anybody goes through whatever. Like John said, he had a family member who was, huge life change. And due to a medical, I mean, it can happen to any of us at any time. I just haven't been a nurse in a really long time. I haven't been a nurse in a very long time. And it's just, you forget how much people, the person you love, how much they need you. And I'm lucky. I mean, I'm very lucky because I have self-awareness. That would be the first thing I'm very lucky about. I don't have the denial gene where I'm denying the issue. Thank God, because I think of people who either they're afraid to talk to their loved one about whatever medical issue it is. It isn't just memory, but it can be many things. And they don't want to go get it taken care of. Like, my poor brother-in-law, he had, he thought he was constipated for like 4 days, and it was really bad. And he actually had diverticulitis that became infected. He became septic, and he passed away in like 4 days. But it was the denial that he was constipated, right? It doesn't have to just be my situation with memory. It can be any situation. It can be mental health, like we're talking about. That poor that poor family in Nebraska, and all the other grandparents who have to live with this, the grandparents of the husband who annihilated his family. All of that is denial. Going back to the FSU shooter, you think they're not living through that with that denial? You think they're not dealing with it? I can't even imagine. I'd have to move. I'd have to leave. I just would have to go away, like live in a cave somewhere. I just couldn't take it. But I mean, denial is a pervasive challenge, and I'm very grateful. Other than my weight, and even then I took care of it. I don't have the denial issue. So that is a blessing. My husband trusts me. That's a blessing. It's when they get to this stage with dementia that they don't trust you and they don't know who you are. Or they think, I watched this one woman. I don't know why this shit's showing up in my reels now, but it is. And this guy's talking to his mother. And the mother is talking about her dad, which was his grandfather. And she's dead accurate on the dad. But the mother trusts. Like she's in a position or a stage in this dementia or the type of dementia she has that she can still trust that the person who is with her and is caring for her loves her and won't hurt her. But a lot of people don't have that. So for right now, I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful for Scott, which I talk about quite a bit, who has really picked up for me, showed homes for me, listened to me, makes me laugh. The radio station, when I said, I'm just not feeling it. I don't want to go on the radio right now. They were so nice about it. I'm very, very blessed and very grateful for all of you. Whether there's 10 people on here or 235 or 400, you have no idea how much it cheers me up. You just don't. I don't think people realize how fun this is, being on this side, talking to a little cube, thanks to Murder by Maestro, and being able to chat with you. I don't think people understand how much fun I have. It does take energy, and I didn't have it for the last couple of weeks, but I wanted to do it tonight, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate the song, and I appreciate you listening to me talking about this stage in life that apparently the majority of us are going to go through if we live long enough, right? It's very rare that you know who everyone is if you live to 102. It's just, how can we all be prepared? So I think I'm going to do something about that. I like the idea of our subscriber, Leslie Brown, who does like those minute and a half. If I can figure out a way to say what I want to say in a minute and a half, I think I'm going to go that route on TikTok and Reels and name it something else. I don't know what I'll name it. I'll talk to Chat GPT about it. Oh, my favorite hot lawyer is in Tallahassee, but the NCAA championship. Ah, the guy you know. Well, thank you, D Love of God, and I love you all too. I mean, I really do. Like, if any of you stop me and say, "Can I take a picture with you?" I would still think I was being punked, but I would so appreciate it. I really would. Thank you, Murder. Was that not just so beautiful? It was just so beautiful. This song has you ball. I sent it to Bling when I got it. I sent it to quite a few people. I was like, first of all, this guy can write. And I don't know. It was just really special. It was powerful and beautiful. And I don't know. Like, my son knows. He's my second cousin. His name is Jacob, and he sings in Nashville. And I'm gonna talk to Alex. My son helped him with a record album, and I'm gonna see if he would sing this song for me. Debbie says, I lost a school friend of mine, and what was shocking was announced on her Facebook, and I thought it was my friend Tracy talking. It was an announcement of her death, so hard to read. It is hard. And I think, Americans, you're not American, Debbie, but Americans make death even harder than it needs to be. They really do. And we just don't believe people get old here. And we know people die here, and it's just a stage. And that's why it makes it easier, even though this is, beautiful. It's obviously brings tears to my eyes. And I love my husband so much. It's so bizarre. It's just so bizarre to know. But I think Chris can help people. I think he can. I had a friend riding her motorbike 5 hours to visit me up north, and she crashed. Oh my gosh, YB. So sorry. John says, thank you all very much. Well, you deserve it. You are a very talented man. The first time we talked on Google Voice, you're very talented. You're very funny. And I just am glad to have you as a subscriber. And on Reddit, you're even funnier. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Rosemary. It's really odd. I can't tell you. She was sideswiped a samurai. Why, B? I know you check every day, Norma. You're very sweet. And Norma, I think you put something on Facebook. I couldn't approve on Living Tallahassee with a rental or something. We don't do that. So I wanted to tell you. Miss Salon says, I've been home from work. You'll catch up later. Thanks, Raven. And I think that is, oh my God, YB. You've lost 2 pant sizes walking. Congratulations. Chris and I have been walking. We went walking last night. He has a bum knee. He's going to have to get taken care of because I can't walk for him. So he's going to have to go. Once we get this thing straightened out, like where I know this is, then he's got to go get the knee taken care of. He has to either get a shot, get a better brace, get something. But we walked because, I'm going to England. I mean, I'm not going to England. I am flying to England, but I'm leaving England to go to Rome. Motorbikes scare you, I bet. It wasn't you, Norma? Okay, thank you. I thought it was you. Thank you. Thank you, Beach Bum. Hi, Cindy, with an IE from Edmonton. Oh, look at you with the birds and the part. Thank you, Eric. Thanks for joining us. Everyone have a great evening. I think Roberta was coming on with a recap, but I know our friend Joel is on at 7 o'clock. So hopefully you enjoy that. I will be on in a day or two, and keep an eye out on this docket. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.